Hi grade 11 students. So into this video we are going to cover a chapter that is called a partnership. Okay, so in term 1 we are going to do a portion of this chapter. Basically we are going to do a final account. Okay, you have to make sure that you watch until the end, guys, because this is very simple. Partnership, when it comes to term 1, they don't bring a lot of things. So here with me I have one of the previous question paper which was written in March. Okay, so this question paper, guys, is going to help you to see a big picture of what they are going to ask you. Number 1, you must be able to calculate the interest. We have 2 accounts that we are going to prepare today. That's what partnership contain in term 1. Okay, it's not that long. So firstly, before we start with question paper, guys, I want you to understand that when we talk about a partnership, we are talking about a business that owned by 2 or more people. Okay, remember in grade 10 you cover what we call a sole trader. This year in grade 11 you're going to cover what we call a partnership. Okay, business that does not have only one owner. In other words, because there is 2 owner, each owner must get a different what? They are going to get a different salaries, different interest, different bonus according to how they contributed the capital, the money to start what? A business. For example, guys, if you start a business with your friend, you contribute 1,000, your friend contribute 100 rand. Obviously, you can't get the same profit, right? Someone is going to get more than the other one. Okay, so this is what we are basically going to do. Okay, let's check question papers. Some of the principle we're just gonna go through when we are dealing with this question paper. The following information appear in the books of McGregor store with a partners called Simon and the drinkers. Yeah, I think it's drinkers, something like that, on 30 June 2023. Okay, at the end of the financial year. In other words, guys, our financial year is ending 30 June 2023. Okay, I think we have to write this down. Our financial year is ending 30 June 2023. This simply means that our year, if it's ending June, on the following day on July is another year, which means that this one that is ending 2023 is started 2022 1 July. Okay, required, complete the following ledger account in the general ledger. Current account, but they said for Simon only, and appropriation account is not for one partner. So this is what I also want to emphasize, guys. When we said a current account, if we have 10 partner, everyone must have his own what? Current account. You don't record transaction of Tabo to John's account. Tabo must contain only Tabo's item, but appropriation account is for everyone. We included everyone because we want it total in overall. Okay, then we are given information. They give us some balances. They say that unless otherwise is indicated, all these balances are 30 June 2023. Okay, they are closing unless they indicate, for example, current account balance are indicated that they are for the beginning of the year. Okay, then number B, profit and loss account reflect the net profit of 420,500 taken after taking all adjustment into account. This is what they find when they prepare income statement. Okay, after that we have some agreement of the partners. They agree that you are going to get so much per month, you're going to get so much per year, and so on and so on. They give us the interest part. They also told us that Simon is going to earn a bonus. They also tell us that Simon take some stock for personal use, which is drawings, and they also tell us how are they going to allocate each other the remaining profit. Okay, so we're going to do all that, but firstly, before we go to that, guys, you must know the format for these 2 accounts. The format of current account, the format of appropriation account. It's like the format of income statement, guys. You must know it before you even start practicing, because how are you going to write it if you don't know the format? Okay, Let's start with the format. 4.1 is current account. Current account. Okay, remember it's for Simon. Okay, current account will look like this. Okay, this is debit, this is credit because it's T account. Okay, and after that we are going to have our appropriation account. Okay, it's gonna look like this. Okay, then after that I think this space we can use it for calculations. Okay, let me check on my screen if this space is too enough. Yes, it's enough. Okay, so let's start. Guys, under a current account, number one, what you need to know is that current account opening balance is not remain the same always. Sometimes it will be on the debit, sometimes it will be on the credit. It depends on the information that they give you. For example, here we are preparing for Simon. If you check current account under number A for Simon, it was indicated that it is debit, but for drunk it was credit. If it's debit, debit, credit, credit. Okay, here today we are going to debit balance because it is indicating DR of 32,100. Okay, that's the first step. Then the second step, let's deal with format first because this one they always remain the same. Drawings is always debited. Drawings, this side we're gonna have interest on capital, not capital, interest on capital. Salaries, we're gonna have a bonus, and we're gonna balance appropriation account. This one we are going to get it from appropriation account. Okay, and after that we will see which side is higher, then we do the balancing figure. This is not the balancing figure, but we are going to get it here. Okay, under appropriation account, remember guys, I say that this one is for Simon only. Salary for Simon only, bonus for Simon only. You don't include for other partner. Now appropriation account, always you're going to credit profit or loss this side, and this side, number one, you're going to have a salary for each partner separate. Okay, we're gonna start with salary for drinkers, and we're gonna have salary for Simon, and after that interest on capital we add for both. Okay, then if anyone got bonus, we have to indicate only Simon here who has a bonus. After that we are going to have a current account. Current account is the remaining that they are going to allocate each other. Okay, we're gonna have drinkers and who, and current account for Simon. Okay, So that's the format, guys, that we are going to use. That's the format. So the first step is for you to know the format. The changes is only names. These names, they're going to change, obvious, per question paper. But once you know this format, it's going to be simple. Now let's try to fill up everything. Number B, they say that the profit and loss reflect on the net profit is 420,500. Profit and loss is straightforward, guys. You're just going to write 420,500 here. Then you're done. The next one, the transaction related to partner to be reflected in the partner's account only. Okay? Bullet number 1. Partner agreement provide the following salaries allowance. Drinkers, they say that is 6,500 per month. This 6,500 per month, guys, we don't record monthly here. We record annually. You must multiply by 12. Okay. 6,500 times 12 is gonna be 125,000. Okay. Then for Simon, okay, when you multiply, let me confirm, 6,500 times 12 is gonna give us 78. Okay, 78,000. Okay, if you do one mistake, guys, you can get this one wrong. Okay, for drunkards is 78. Then for Simon, they say that Simon is going to earn 125,000 per annum, which means that already it's in a yearly basis. It's gonna be 125,000. Okay. Now, remember, we are preparing a current account for Simon, which also we have to record this 125,000. 125,000. Okay, here we just calculated even for this one because we already read that information. Now we are going to interest on capital, which is needed here for Simon and is also needed here for both. Okay. So interest on capital, guys, you must be careful when you count a month so that you're gonna get this one right. Okay. Remember, they said interest on capital is calculated at 12% per year on the capital balance. Do you see capital balance under number A? 250 for drinkers and 150 for Simon. Okay. And they said that on 1 December 2022, drinkers is during the year. Drinkers increase her capital by 100,000 and Simon decrease his capital by 30,000. Let's start by dealing with drinkers. Drinkers, we are going to calculate two interests. We have before increase and after increase. Okay, let's start with before. Before he added 100,000 from 250. How much was it? Obvious, guys. Before they added 100 from 250, it was 150. Before he added, it was 150. Then after he added is 250. 250,000. After he or she, I think it's she, yeah, after she added another 100,000, that they say that it was added on 1 December, it became 250, the balance. Why? It's because they say that these changes were recorded. In other words, the balance at the end, it was already included the amount of addition because they said it was already recorded, these changes. That's why we are saying that these balances are balanced at the end after they did what? They included those changes. Okay, for drinkers, we split them and we know is how many percent? Is 12%. 12%. Okay, now let's go to, before we count months, let's go to Simon. Simon, we're gonna have before decrease and after decrease, because this one he didn't increase it, he just decreased it. Before it decreased to 150. How much was it? Before it decreased by 30,000, it was more. It was 180. It was 180. And when he decreased it by 30,000, it became 150. The one that you see on the answer on the question paper. This one didn't increase, he decreased. So you must be careful, né? Before decrease, it was more. From your 10 rand, before you eat 3 rand, it was 10 rand, but after you eat that 3 rand, it becomes 7 rand. Okay, so we are going to multiply by 12%. 12%. So now we are going to count months before so that we can get the answer correctly. Months before, remember this happened on 1 December, which means that from December until June, our year end, it is after. Before is starting from beginning of the year. Our year started 1 March. 1 March, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, sorry, I think our year started July, not March. I'm thinking about the other question paper, which financial year is ending February, because normally they end February, but this one is ending June, which means that this is how we count it. July is our beginning of the year. Our year started 1 July 2022. We count from 1 July 2022 until August, until November. July, August, September, October, November. We are not going to count December. Why? Because December is on the 1st, which means that it falls under far after. But if it was on the 31, we were going to count it. So it's going to be 5 months. 5 over 7. It's on before to all of them. 5 over 12. 5 over 12. Then which means that after increase is going to be December, January, February, March, April, May, June. It's going to be 7. Because 5 plus 7, it must give you 12. 7 divided by 12. 7 divided by 12. Okay. We have to calculate here. Okay, for 180,000 multiplied by 12% multiplied by 5 over it's gonna give us 9,000, and this one is gonna give us 10,500. But in total, this partner have 19,500. It's for Simon. Okay. Then for drunkards, if you calculate all this, let me quickly calculate to make sure. 150,000 multiplied by 12% multiplied by 5 over 12. It's gonna give us 7,500. 250 multiplied by 12% over 7. It's gonna give us 17,500. Okay. Plus 7,500. 7,500 plus 17,500. It's gonna give us 25,000. Okay, 25,000 is correct. So remember, for Simon, because we are preparing this current account, we're just going to take for him only, which is 19,500. And here, for this interest on capital, you are adding 25 plus 19,500, and you record it here as 44,500. Very simple. That's how you do it. You have to be careful, guys. There is a lot of marks here awarded. A lot of marks. So you have to make sure that the months that you're counting are correct. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Then the next transaction. They say that Salman entitled for a bonus of 25,600. This one is copy and paste, guys. No need to explain. 25,600. He got a bonus. Okay, and we must also write it here. 25,600. Very simple. Okay, now the next one. Simon took goods from the stock for his personal use, and the selling price of these goods was 14,520, and the cost of sales is 6,500. Guys, this transaction was not yet recorded. When we record a drawings donation, we must make sure that we use cost of sales amount, cost price. We don't use selling price. We didn't sell. Okay, drawings 6,500 from the transaction plus the one at the beginning. It's how much? It's 14,400, and we're gonna get a total of 20,900. Okay, very simple. Now we are going to the last part. The remaining of profit or loss is shared in the ratio of the partner's capital balance at the end. Okay, balance at the end of the capital is the one that is going to help us to determine how much each partner is going to get as a remaining. When they say the remaining, guys, remember this is the profit that they have made. This is amount that they allocate to each other. After they allocate to each other this amount, there is some amount that we left with that they need to do what? To allocate each other. 420,500. 420,500. Okay, we have to calculate this one minus all this so that we can see how much are they going to allocate each other. Okay, let me quickly calculate. 420,500 minus 25,600 minus 44,500 minus 125,000 minus 78,000. We're gonna left with 147,400. Okay, we have to allocate for drunk and for Simon the same amount, 147,400. But we need to multiply and see who is going to get how much. Okay. Remember, they say that they are going to be allocated according to what? To capital balance at the end. Now we have to determine how much each have as a capital balance at the end. Drinkers have 250 and Simon have 150, which means that drinkers we are going to multiply by 250 over total. Simon 150 over total. Okay, guys, total is when you added everything. 250 plus 150 is the total, which means that in this case total will be 400. 400,000. 400,000. And let's see how much here. Let's see how much here. 147,400 multiplied by 250. What you need on top, what you have total on the bottom, 400. It's 92,125. Okay. And the other partner is 150, which is going to be 55,275. Okay, when you add these two, they must give you this 147,400 to show that the calculation is very correct. Okay, let's record this. For drinkers is 92 125, and for Simon is 55 275. Remember, for Simon we must record it here also, because we were required to prepare its appropriation account. 55 275. Okay, if you add this total here, they're going to give you 225 375, which you have to write it here, 225 375. And now after that, let's calculate this as a balancing figure. So guys, video for March test, a full video of 1 hour 25 minutes is already out for those who subscribe to this channel. If you subscribe to this channel, just go to playlist, you will find it and watch it and see how the question paper will look like for March test. They're just going to do some few changes on amount, but there is no way that they can go if you do this properly and you do the other videos properly as well. Okay, you have to make sure that you subscribe. And guys, to join extra class is only 100 rand. You attend twice a week. Don't undermine those extra classes, guys. You are going to grade 12 next year. This knowledge, you will need it more. And in grade 12, there is no much time. Okay, and there is a lot of work. So at least if you have this basic, I'm telling you, you will never have a problem. You just gonna have a good marks in grade 12, and you study the career of your choice, not the one that they just decided to put you just because of the marks that you have. Okay, so you have to make sure that you do the right thing before it's too late. All right, let's finish up this. If you take this one minus this, it's gonna give you 172 375. You have to carry it down, this balance. 225 375. Okay, it will be like this. So that's how you prepare partnership, so if you want more questions like this, a study guide for grade 11, guys, is available. It contains all questions from term 1 until the year end. Only 100 rand a soft copy. Come and get it so that you can get questions like this to practice, so that you can get more view of what it is needed for you to pass a test and examination. I will see you on the next video.